and welcome again to another edition of The Beach Gamer. And yes, it's been a while, it's been several months, and I'll get to that in a bit and explain where I've been. But yeah, we'll be talking about the top 10 greatest games of all time on this episode. And I will break that down for you in a bit when I talk about the bonus pick. So, where have I been? Good question. So basically, it's been really a hectic schedule for me. I've been working like anything. Like a slave almost. But yeah, no. What else have I been doing as well apart from that? Because we don't want to talk about the reality. We're here to talk about gaming. So basically, I've also been trying to sell a lot of these off. So yeah, I'm doing I'm selling off about 100 Super Nintendo games at the moment. Ones like this, Kirby's Ghost Trap. Yeah, so if anyone's interested in what I've got to see, comment in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you. But yes, we are cracking on, and we're going to talk about this top 10 greatest games of all time, and we're going to talk about our number 10 bonus pick. So, see you in a minute. Okay, so here I am breaking down why this is the top 10 greatest games. And the format is basically, I'm in a WhatsApp group, and it's filled with collectors and some people you may know from YouTube as well, but some really nice people they are, and shout out to them. But yeah, so all us collectors, basically what we had to decide was we would go through every console, and every console has video games. So what we would do is mark the best video games in, like, do a top 10 for each one. So for example, I have the actual NES scores. And so in 10th place, so we would give this 1 point, would be Gradius. In 9th was Punch-Out. In 8th was DuckTales, great game that. In 7th came Super Mario Bros. 2, thought that might be higher up. Number 6 was Castlevania. Number 5 was Metroid. Number 4 was Zelda 1. Number 3 was Mega Man 2. Number 2 was Super Mario Bros. The original. And at number 1, what we most voted the greatest game on the Nintendo was Super Mario Bros. 3, and that got 91 points. So yeah, basically we gave 10 points to the first place and 1 point to 10th, and it went all the way down like that. So, knowing that information, what we did was take our top 3 that we all voted for together, from the Nintendo, from the GameCube, from the Saturn, even the PS3 and the modern as well, Xbox One. And we would put them all in a giant pile, and from that giant pile, we would have to do the same again. So we would have to rank 1st to 10th, and 10 points for top, and 1 point for 10th. And it was some very interesting results, and what I'm going to show you is my listing for that top 10 of what we considered the greatest games of all time from every console. And yeah, let's go straight into number 10, and this is what my number 10 pick was, to give you a bit of a hint. It is, of course, the classic Tetris for the Game Boy. And yeah, I think this deserved a place in the top 10, personally. Not only did I really enjoy it and spent long months playing on the Super Nintendo version, along with Tetris and Dr. Mario, but I think it was just really iconic in terms of, well, not only sales, but I think getting the kind of handheld market kind of out there, I think it did huge wonders for Nintendo. And I think handhelds will never look the same, because obviously it was a huge battle against the consoles at the time. And yeah, I think Tetris was kind of groundbreaking in that way, and competed because it just offered a different market in terms of gaming. It was made, I think, in 1986 by Alexei Pajitov, and he was a Russian game developer and designer, and yeah, very iconic music. I loved the music for this, and that's all I have to say about Tetris, and we are going to move into our number 9 and to 2. of what I consider my greatest games. And then we're going to come back to the number 1. And yeah, just a quick mention actually. Coming back to the original Nintendo scores, Pirates was my number 1 pick. It didn't even make the top 10. I love that game. Anyway, let's move on. See you in a minute. Okay, so here we go, straight into number 9, and it's that classic from Capcom. It's the almighty beat-em-up Street Fighter 2. And finishing up in 8th place, another major classic, this one from Sega, and it's the ultimate Sonic the Hedgehog for the Master System. And into number 7, our first PlayStation 2 game, probably the best driving simulator of all time. Yes, it's Gran Turismo 4. And finishing in 6th place. Wow, what can you say about this game? What an amazing idea, and carried on through the generations. It's Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. And in at number 5, and this is a halfway point bonus game viewing, and it's the brilliant Resident Evil for the PlayStation 1. And we're back for more at 4, and it's Konami's finest hour with this cleverly thought out game, and that's Mel Gear Solid for the PlayStation 1. And now we're into the big guns in 3rd place. One of the best RPGs of all time, that's Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo. And my number 2 pick is arguably one of the greatest mind-blowing eye-opening PlayStation games, and that's Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And here we are, all anticipated, excited and ready, is so tense. Ooh, number 1. You're not really, but oh, thought I'd make something of it. Okay, so this is the one I voted for number 1, greatest games of all time. The last 9 games are brilliant. They all sold well in their own right. I think it's quite a worthy top 10. I think a lot of those games were getting most gamers' top 10s, to be honest. And yes, obviously I would have liked some other games in that top 10, but as collectors, we all picked for our top 3 of each console, and some of the games I picked actually didn't make it in, as it were, to the top 3 of other consoles. So here we are, the number 1. So, what have we got? Let's do the big reveal of the greatest game I considered of all time. You may recognize this game. This was originally released on the PlayStation 1, and yeah, some 20 years ago. I don't think it's outdated, but a lot of people might think it's probably way past its prime with its polygon graphics, and it's yeah, probably looking back now, it's probably a outdated story, etc. But I still think this is an amazing gem, and has a great story, and has great soundtrack, great music, great characters, and it's like playing a movie, literally. And the game is, of course, Final Fantasy VII. And yeah, what can I say about this game? So basically, it's about a mercenary called Cloud, who you take control of. And he's hired by an eco-terrorist group who are trying to save the world, called Avalanche. And basically, they end up battling a corporation called Shinra, who are profiting on kind of energy, as it were, and trying to use the world to kind of harbour that and make profits on that kind of energy. So yeah. This is also such an interesting game in terms of kind of, I think it was really the first game I really saw with just such cool kind of sequences such as this one. I mean, for 20 years ago, like, I think these kind of FMV sequences were just unheard of, and I just think it truly amazing and kind of added to the game's kind of beauty, as it were. So, yeah, Final Fantasy VII. One of the legendary games. I highly recommend if you've never played it before, please get a copy and give it a go. It's really worth it. It will surprise you in many aspects because you think you will be playing. I won't reveal too much, but you think you're concentrating on one story, and then a giant whole story evolves around kind of the world. Yeah, I won't reveal too much. But yeah, this game's really enjoyable. I highly recommend playing it. And yeah, that's it for the Beach Gamer. So hopefully we'll be looking at doing some more videos in 2022. This will probably be my last video for 2021. It was just great to come back and yeah, just let everyone know that I'm doing all right. Thank you for staying subscribed. I know I've had a few subscribers leave, obviously, because it's been a while. And also what I will do is, obviously, in terms of the top 10 list that all us collectors did, I'll do a reveal in the comment section of all the top 10 games that were picked by all the collectors. Overall, we had a winner. You might see a certain game called Portal 2 in that top 10 list as well. So that was generated from all our votes, and yeah, it was a good time we had, and yeah, we'll keep the love going, and we'll see you hopefully on another episode of The Beach Gamer. Take care and stay safe over Christmas. Cheers.